Well, hello, Covenant family. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm here with Drew Reindell, who's part of our Associate Pastor Nominating Committee, our APNC. It's been meeting for the past few months. And we are excited to share with you our nomination of our candidate for the Associate Pastor of Congregational Life. I want to talk to you just a little bit about the job description, what led us to find this candidate. This associate pastor of congregational life really is all about congregational life. So that means pastoral care. I and the new associate pastor are going to share pastoral care with the associate taking X millennial Z generation, some of those younger generations. We'll all stick with some of the older generations and we'll mix and match as things go on, but particular areas of focus. The associate pastor is going to support young adult ministries, our post-high school, 20s and 30s, etc. Do work with intergenerational ministries, really partnering with Dara in her work with children and youth. The associate is also going to work with adult Christian ed programs and also our small groups, really working to provide the resources for those groups and helping us align all to our vision. So, um, uh, Drew, as you all went through this process of finding the right person for this position, could you just let us know what that was like for you all?
Yeah, Alex. So for the process really started and back in September when we got the associate pastor nominating committee together, and we've been meeting since September in the process. And over time, we spent time in prayer. We spent time getting to know each other, and we were trained by the Presbytery Donegal. One of the first steps was to develop a MIF or a ministry information form based on Sessions' job description. This was entered into a centralized matching system that was administered by the PCUSA. The candidates, on the other hand, will create what's called a PIF or personal information form and enter that into the system. And the system automatically matches candidates with congregations based on information that was provided in the MIF or the PIF. And then candidates could also self-refer their PIF to searching congregations. So then in January, the work really began as we started to review a plethora of candidates, that we had PIFs for, and then we would review their PIF, which provided all their background information, their work history, and then links to sermons. And so we spent a lot of time reviewing sermons that were online. And then we would meet Wednesdays, and then we would provide our personal reflections on potential candidates. And if we felt the nudge to pursue a candidate, we would reach out to them by email requesting answers to additional list of sort of standardized questions that we put together. And then when the candidates provided responses, which wasn't all the time, but when they did respond to us, we would review them and determine which candidates we would like to meet with. And then we would conduct the online interviews, and if the team concurred, we went on to observe the candidate in a neutral pulpit and meet with the candidate so that we could better discern the fit. And then throughout the whole process, Alex was involved, you were involved, and we gave you veto rights because we wanted to make sure that the new pastor would work closely with you and would be a good fit for your styles. So it was an arduous task, but resulted in a selection of a candidate that the entire team is really excited about. So it's quite a process.
Yeah, but the result, just really everybody was excited about. I'm excited about this candidate. And I just want to say I really appreciate the many, many hours that were put into not just Wednesday nights, but throughout the week by this team. So, Drew, um, if people have checked their email yesterday, they might have already seen this, but would you tell us about our candidate?
Candidate is Maggie Taylor Smith. Maggie is local. She went to Ruston High School. graduated from Eastern with a degree in theology and youth ministry. And then she went on to Pittsburgh Seminary and was ordained in 2018. She served at a flagship new worshiping community in Pittsburgh called Hot Metal Bridge. She served at several small churches as solo pastor and co-pastor, and currently is serving as a solo pastor of a church in Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah, I think that Maggie brings a entire wealth of experience that's really tailored to our specific job description. And one thing that stood out to me in particular is her experience with clinical pastoral education, or CPE, which is not something that anybody really outside of pastoral ministry or hospital chaplaincy knows, but it's what you need to do to become a hospital chaplain. I had to take one unit of CPE, and it's not easy stuff. It is hardcore, really good training. Maggie took 6 units of CPE and could definitely work as a hospital chaplain. She has those pastoral care skills that really, that's what we are looking for this particular position. So really excited about that. I know what you all are more excited about than that, though, is the fact that she's a diehard Eagles fan. Um, I just want to say thanks again to the APNC for presenting us with a stellar candidate. And Drew, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, working with the team, I really sensed God's hand in the process of selecting Maggie. We we spent a lot of time praying and working together, and it was really it felt like Maggie was being handed to us on a silver platter as we got toward the end. And so it was really, our chair was Millie Elrod, did the lion's share of the work, was great keeping us on task. And then the members were Lorena Vento, Max Edgen, Meg Holler, and John Housladen, and Elizabeth Young. With that diverse group, we really felt like everybody brought valuable perspective. There was stuff that people would say in our meetings that nobody else thought of, and it was really great. It was really great to work with them. So it's an excellent experience.
Yeah, I really think the quality of this group was just excellent, and they really brought a lot of care and careful consideration. Everybody was open and honest about their feelings, and I think that gives me great confidence, and should give everyone, I think, great confidence that
Right.
we really took our time, selected a very, very good candidate, and that God has been in this process from the beginning and still is now. So I did want to let everybody know as we continue forward that we've got some next steps coming up. So on June 3rd, which is a Saturday, we are going to have a church gathering and potluck where you'll have the opportunity to get some face time with Maggie. That'll start at 4:30 with a potluck dinner at 5:30. And if you'd like to help with that potluck, you can go to covenantfraser.org/potluck, and there's a sign up sheet there. Regardless, we would love to have you come and meet Maggie. But then June 4th, we are going to worship with Maggie. She'll be preaching for us at our 10 a.m. service. And then we want to get as many covenant members as possible come to the congregational meeting immediately after worship, 11:15 a.m., where we will have the opportunity to elect Maggie to this position as the really final part of this whole process. We need the congregation to say, yes, we agree that this candidate that's been strongly recommended by the APNC, that's been approved by Presbytery to come to us, is the right candidate, the candidate that God is calling. So I hope that you'll join us for all of that. Thanks, Drew, for being with me today. And thank you all for spending some time hearing more about Maggie and about what God is preparing for the future of Covenant. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks, Alex.